notice contains 5 business items, and the resolutions for the terms included in the notice have already been put to vote through remote e-voting and are also being put up for e-voting during the AGM. Therefore, no resolution is required to be proposed or seconded by the members at the AGM. Item number 1 for the notice is for adoption of the audited financial statements, including the consolidated financial statements of the company for the financial year ended 31st March 2021 and the reports of the Board of Directors and Auditors thereon. So, Sethia ji, I can go to the next item, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then, since item number 2 of the notice is related to the reappointment of Srimati Madhuvanti Kanoria as the director of the company, and I being interested in the resolution, I would now like to invite Shri Hemant Kumar Khaitan, an independent director, to act as the chairman and take up item number 2 of the notice.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, everybody. Item number 2 of the notice is regarding reappointment of Srimati Madhuvanti Kanoria as director, who retires by rotation and being eligible offers herself for reappointment. I now invite the chairman to take up further proceedings of the meeting.
Thank you very much, Mr. Khaitan. Item number 3 of the notice is related to appointment of Srimati Suhana Murshed as director of the company. Welcome, Suhana, to the board. Item number 4. Since item number 4 of the notice is related to my reappointment as the managing director of the company, and being interested in the resolution, I once again invite Shri Hemant Kumar Khaitan, an independent director, to act as the chairman and take up item number 4 of the notice.
Item number 4 of the notice is regarding reappointment of Sri R.V. Kanoria as the managing director of the company for 3 years with effect from 10th January 2021. I again invite the chairman to take up further proceedings of the meeting.
Thank you very much, Mr. Khaitan. Item number 5 of the notice is regarding ratification of remuneration of rupees 1,60,000 payable to Messrs. N.D. Birla and Company, cost auditors of the company for the financial year 31st March 2022. So, then I come to the results of the e-voting of the AGM and the remote e-voting would be declared within 2 working days of the conclusion of the AGM as per the consolidated report of the scrutinizer and put on the websites of the company and NSDL, and shall also be available at the registered and corporate offices of the company. The results shall also be immediately intimated to the BSE Limited and NSE of India Limited, where the shares of the company are listed. I authorize Shri Hemant Kumar Khaitan, or in his absence, Shri Amitav Kothari, directors of the company, to declare the results in respect of the resolutions proposed at the 61st annual general meeting of the company. Coming to the speakers, the members were given the facility to register in advance as a speaker at the AGM through the designated email of the company between 10th September 2021, 9 a.m. and 11th September 2021, 5 p.m. A few members have registered as speakers at the AGM, and the company secretary will call the names of the members to express their views or ask questions. Each speaker, I would request, just take less than 5 minutes to express his or her views. We will respond to the questions or queries at the end after all the speaker shareholders have spoken. Now I request the company secretary to call the names of the speaker shareholders one by one to speak. 1 minute, Sethia ji, I'll just get some water. Just 1 minute.
Sir, may I start?
Yes, sir. I request the host to please unmute Sri Jaideep Bakshi, a speaker shareholder. Sri Bakshi, please speak and start your video and audio. Please.
Very good morning to all, sir. Very good morning, Chairman Kanunaji, CFO, Board of Directors, myself, Jaideep Bakshi, connecting from the city of Kolkata. Thanks to our company secretary, Mr. Setia, for giving me an opportunity to express my views. It has been an energetic one, and also to the other secretarial department teams and to our register for conducting this video conference in a smooth manner. So your presentation, sir, at the beginning of the VC is well explained about our company status and our future outlook of the company. And we are passing through uncertainty times globally in all sectors, in all industry are being suffered. So how much has been the percent of business affected due to all this? And sir, presently, what is the capacity utilization of our units? So regarding the supply of raw materials, how are we planning to counter it? And also regarding the prices. And this supply chain break, how much has been affected because of this raw material and this finished product of our supply? Sir, are we into any collaboration or tie-up with any foreign companies or for improvement and of our quality and variety of our products in our pipeline? So kindly throw some short processes regarding the SHE and also regarding our energy conservation measures. Sir, our R&D is always good as developed. I hope they are into development into projects like that. And what are our expenditure plans in this sector? Sir, any cost-cutting measures for the future? Nothing to add more. So, sir, I hope under your leadership, our company will rise to great heights and come out with some positive results in the coming years. I have supported the resolution and I request everybody to stay safe, sir. Thank you for giving me an opportunity. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I now request the host to unmute Sri Santosh Kumar Saraf. Sri Sarafji, please unmute your video and audio and speak.
आप म्यूटेड है
सरब जी
म्यूटेड है।
अनम्यूट कीजिए।
हाँ जी, मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
हाँ हाँ, आ रही है।
हाँ जी। आदरणीय सभापति जी, उपस्थित सदस्यगण और मेरे शेयरहोल्डर भाइयों बहनों, मेरा नाम संतोष कुमार साहब, मैं कलकत्ता से बोल रहा हूँ सर। आशा करता हूँ आप जितने डायरेक्टर हैं, जितने भी हमारे अधिकारीगण हैं, जितने भी हमारे शेयरहोल्डर भाई बहन हैं जो आज वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस पर प्रेजेंट है, वह इस कोविड के अंदर में सुरक्षित और स्वस्थ होंगे सर। सर, मैं उन भाइयों और बहनों और कर्मचारियों के लिए अपनी संवेदना प्रकट करना चाहता हूँ जो इस कोविड में हमें छोड़ के चले गए। मैं भगवान से प्रार्थना करता हूँ, भगवान उनकी आत्मा को शांति दे और उनके परिवार को हिम्मत दे, जिससे वह अपने कठिन समय से उभर के नॉर्मल लाइफ में है सर। एवं मैं अपने कंपनी सेक्रेटरी को भी धन्यवाद देता हूँ सर, उन्होंने खूब टाइमली बात की और लिंक भी प्रोवाइड की, और उसके असिस्टेंट मिस्टर जमार साहब ने भी 2-3 बार मुझे कॉल किया, उसके लिए भी मैं बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूँ सर। सर, एक तो मुझे ये बताने का कष्ट करिएगा सर कि अपना कैपेक्स प्लान क्या है, इसके बारे में बताने का कष्ट करिएगा सर। और अगर ये थर्ड वेव आती है तो उसके लिए अपने क्या कदम उठाए हुए हैं जिससे उसका इफेक्ट अपनी इनकम और आपको ऑपरेशन में कम से कम हो, ये बताइएगा सर। एक सर, आपने बताया कि ऑर्डर बुक काफी अच्छी है सर। एक सर, मैं जाना रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी के बारे में क्या कदम उठाए हैं और अभी क्या अपनी मेगावाट की कैपेसिटी है और फ्यूचर में इसको आगे बढ़ाने के लिए क्या कदम कर रहे हैं सर, ये बताने का कष्ट करिएगा। एक सर, रेन हार्वेस्टिंग के लिए क्या कदम उठाए हैं आपने, अपने यहाँ रेन वाटर की क्या व्यवस्था, कितनी कैपेसिटी है जिससे अपने फ्रेश वाटर कम कर सकें और फ्यूचर में अपने क्या आगे बढ़ाने का प्लान है, बताने का कष्ट करिएगा सर। सर, एक सिंगल यूज प्लास्टिक का यूज, सिंगल यूज प्लास्टिक का कम से कम यूज हो, इसके लिए क्या कदम उठाए हैं सर, ये भी बताने का कष्ट करिएगा सर। सर, लास्ट में यह है कि मैं अपने जितने भी कर्मचारी हैं, कैजुअल या परमानेंट, उनकी फैमिली का पूरा वैक्सीन हुआ कि नहीं हुआ, या कितना % का वैक्सीन हुआ और 100% वैक्सीन के लिए क्या कदम उठा रही है, बताने का कष्ट करिएगा सर। लास्ट में सर, मैं ये रिक्वेस्ट करूँगा कि आप ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा वुमेन को सर्विस देने की चेष्टा करें सर। मैं समझता अगर वुमेन को मौका मिलेगा तो वह हुनर दिखाने तो अपना हुनर दिखाएगी। अभी जस्ट ओलंपिक जो खत्म हुआ उसमें आपने देखा कि हमारी फीमेल एथलीट ने पहले इंडिया का नाम ऊंचा किया और सिल्वर मेडल प्राप्त किया सर। उन्होंने वजन भी उठाया सर, उन्होंने बॉक्सिंग में मेडल लाया, और उठा पटक जिसको कहते हैं रेसलिंग, उसमें भी उन्होंने पदक पड़ा। रेसलिंग के अंदर मतलब कुश्ती के अंदर में भी पदक प्राप्त किया सर, और हॉकी में हम चूक गए। इसके अलावा मैं कान्हा जी आपसे रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि अपने डिसेबल एम्प्लॉय को भी अलाउ करिए, उनको भी मौका दीजिए, वो भी कम नहीं सर, उन्हें भी हुनर मिला, तो उन्होंने हमारे मेडल लाए, 19 मेडल लाए सर इंडिया के। तो मैं चाहूंगा इनको भी आप आगे बढ़ाइए, और ज्यादा समय नहीं लेता हूँ। एक बार फिर आप सभी के लंबी उम्र की कामना करता हूँ, जितने भी अधिकारीगण हैं और जितने भी हमारे कर्मचारी और शेयर होल्डर भाई बहन हैं, उनकी लंबी उम्र की कामना करता हूँ, और भगवान से प्रार्थना करता हूँ हाथ जोड़ के, भगवान ये फाइनेंशियल 2021 उनके लिए हैप्पीनेस, वेलनेस और प्रोस्पेरिटी रहे, साथ सेफ्टी के लिए रहे सर। लास्ट रिक्वेस्ट है, वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस मीटिंग काफी अच्छे है, इसमें बहुत कम खर्चा लगता है। तो ये बताने का करिए, जब फिजिकल मीटिंग करते तो उसमें कितना खर्चा आता था, आज वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस मीटिंग करते उसमें कितना खर्चा है, इसके कारण कितने भी बच्चे तो बताने से। और सेठिया जी आपको भी नमस्कार, आपकी हंसी बहुत अच्छी लग रही है, इसलिए आपको भी हाथ जोड़ के नमस्कार सर, मेरा स्वीकार करिएगा। आप लंबी उम्र, जय हिंद जय भारत, समय देने के लिए आप सभी की उम्र की काम करते अपना वक्त। जय हिंद जय भारत, नमस्कार सर।
Now I request the host to please unmute Sri Vaibhav Barjatia. Sri Barjatia ji, please unmute your video and audio and speak.
Yeah, hi sir, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, thanks a lot sir for providing the opportunity. And I wish all the board members, employees, senior management of the company a good health. These are tough times, and it's important that everybody takes care. So I have already submitted my list of questions. So do you have access to them right now?
Yes, yes, I have access to them.
Yeah, so great, sir. If you can respond to them point by point,
Sure. I will.
and so that will help us understand the long-term prospects of the business.
Sure. I will.
And request you not to kind of merge that with other questions, because otherwise the point will get lost.
No, don't worry. I'll have you. Never
Eh,
worry.
Yeah, so that is the only, these are the only questions I have. So great if you can respond, and that's it from my side.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now I request the host to please unmute Sri Dhaval Seth. Sri Seth, please unmute your audio, video and speak. Please.
Good morning, everyone. Am I audible to you, sir?
Yes, morning. You are audible.
Yes, sir. We have few questions and suggestions to the management. Current capacity utilization and revenue of formaldehyde plant at Naidupet. We want to know about it. My second question is overall alcochemicals present capacity, and if we achieve 90% capacity utilization, what will be our top line, sir? Number three, I want to suggest management that in past we have written mail to CFO and company secretary, but they have not responded so well. So request you to appoint one relationship manager for investor community on utmost priority. It is very helpful for minority investor like us. Sir, my next question is, what is the management vision for the denim business? And what is the dividend policy and any debt reduction planning going on for the company? That's it from my side. Please reply all satisfactory answer. Thank you so much. Have a nice day, sir.
Thank you.
I now request the host to please unmute Sri Sanjeev Dhiresa Bhai as Dhiresa. Sri Shah, please unmute your video and audio and speak, please.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, Sanjeev bhai.
Yeah, good afternoon, and it's a great growth story we are unfolding, particularly in chemical and APAC. I would like to know about particularly from Soumya, about the chemical business. We have written in the balance sheet about the product development R&D center. So are we going into the further derivatives of the formaldehydes? Second, I would like to know how many people we have in R&D for this purpose. And we come across our application to the EC, which is available online on EC site, where we have submitted the permission for 300 crore capex and enhancing our capacity of formaldehyde and pentatritol to almost 3 times, 4 times. So does we are working on this, because as per the TOR granted, it is up to 2023 or 24 we have to implement that. So can you explain or about when we are going to have this capacity enhancement? Regarding the APEG, also I would like to know that with the semiconductor shortage, but our run rate is going around 200 crore for last 2 quarters. So this is a capacity utilization of how much percentage of APEC. So we can unable to know when the shortage can get eased, how much our capacity is. Thank you for the excellent. And my suggestion is, we are very transparent company and the great board of directors we have. Can we have every quarterly presentation from the company side, so investor or shareholder should know about the company's affair quarterly? All the good companies are doing that instead of the AGM to AGM. This is my suggestion. If possible, we should previously also we have some presentation available of the AGM, but it should be in practice to every quarter to update along with the results, some presentation, so we can gauge not at the every year. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Shah.
I now request the host to please unmute Sri Asit Kumar Pathak. Sri Pathak, please unmute your audio and video.
Hello.
Yes.
I am audible, sir.
Yes,
Hello.
yes. You're audible,
Yes,
Mr. Pathak.
Very good morning, sir. Our respected chairman and MD board of directors, company secretary, fellow members, joining at 61st AGM of Kanoria Chemicals Limited. My name is Asit Kumar Pathak from Damdam. Many thanks to company secretary Mr. N. Shetia and secretarial department for sending me the notice of AGM and annual report very well in advance and allow me to speak. Sir, I have already casted for all 5 resolutions mentioned in the notice, and very excellent, valuable delivery from respected MD and chairman. Everything, my points is almost clear, but I have some brief point which remaining I am sharing. Consolidated performance are very nice. Against standalone performance, respected chairman also mentioned about lockdown effect and operation is hampered mostly up to September 20. That is main point. Sir, also book value is very nice, 134.41, and also profit margin is 7.34% against 1.94. Very nice achievable, my point of view. Sir, what is my debt reduction policy? If possible, you throw some highlight, because debt equity ratio is same, 0.11 last year and also 0.11 this financial year. If possible, throw some highlights. And about safety, our CAPEX program, because last year a major incident happened at Vizag chemical plant. So that is mostly in chemical unit for safety measurement. Our entire CAPEX program in safety, if possible, throw some highlights. Present capacity of utilization, previous speaker also mentioned. This is also my point of view, but and expected financial performance in financial year 22 from chemical units with market demand and supply chain, also from subsidiaries. Sir, future perspective from KATP, also respected chairman mentioned, a very nice achievable, because we also acquired 6 crores 64,491 equity share. Also, KAT is very good result, 7% in revenue and net profit 123 millions against 87 millions loss. Also, BAG company system, also good revenue earning, also facing some semiconductor problem Also in domestic, Tata company also drawing attention in semiconductor. This mostly is very, very in demand. And sir, future roadmap solar unit, because it mentioned a 230-acre crores in unused. And throw some highlight what the government is way of boosting the solar energy by 2023. Sir, foreign exchange earning very low than outgo, because earning is 100.54 millions, but outgo is 911.63. Maybe draw attention about foreign exchange earning. Sir, this is, don't take it otherwise. Page 34, our respected chairman and MD and whole-time director voluntarily decided to go there to forego their salary due to not appreciable financial performance, but some directors' remuneration increase. The strain, the main ground behind it, if possible, throw some highlight.
That's all, Mr. Pathak?
No, I now request the host to please unmute Sri Manoj Kumar Gupta, the last speaker shareholder. Sri Gupta, please unmute your video and audio and speak. Mr. Gupta, please.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello. Good morning, respected Chairman, Board of Directors, fellow shareholders. My name is Manoj Gupta. I am equity shareholder of Kanodia Chemicals Limited. Namaskar.
Namaskar.
नमस्कार. कैसे हैं आप सर?
ठीक है एकदम.
ठीक है चलिए. Sir, first of all, I thanks to you, your team, for good result in spite of COVID-19, and I thanks to your company secretary and CFO that for their help to shareholders. They are always available in the office to meet the small investors and resolve their problems if we go there to ask anything. And sir, in your opening remarks, you have covered some questions about the Germany and Ethiopia projects. And sir, what is the situation of our Gujarat and Andhra projects? Because there is a heavy water problem, water problem in Gujarat. So is there any effect in our plant in Gujarat, sir? And sir, semiconductor, you have just now touched about the semiconductor business. Recently, Tata has announced that they will also start semiconductor business in India. So what is your view on that, sir? Some motor vehicle, Maruti is also planning to install a greenfield project to start semiconductor productions in India. And I thanks to you that when we meet last in September, at that time our share price was 35 and market cap was 175 crore. Today our share price is 210 and market cap is across 900 crore rupees. So it's no one's speaker has said about this, that we have get 5 times return in the stock market. But they say everything, that company secretary is not available, CFO is not available, but they have not said that market we had got good return in the stock market. Either we do not get dividend, but we got a bumper return by the way of investment in the stock market. This says that this shows that you are running company in well manner and very dedicated manner and transparent manner. So it shows, sir. And I thanks to you that your board is very good, include Mr. Bidla, Mr. Parthasarthi, Mr. Valan, and recently you have inducted one young lady as a board member. So we welcome her, that we will again come in the dividend list next year. And we want to meet you physically, sir. We are missing you for last 2 years. And it's our pleasure to meet you physically. So try to make a plan to come to Calcutta, this city of joy. And thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank
very
you.
much. Thank you. So if we are done with the questions, I can start
Yes.
answering them. I will also. So I think some of their questions, some of them are overlapping, and I would put them into 2 brackets. One is, of course, regarding the operations of the various divisions of the company, and the other, which Mr. Santosh Saraf raised, which is regard with really with sustainability and social issues. So I think I will first cover this question of sustainability and social issues about rainwater harvesting, about single-use plastic, vaccination status, etc. So I must tell you that the company is extremely conscious of the need to save water. I mean, from many years we have been recycling and recirculating. In fact, the company was a recipient of the Terry Award for the best environment management in the country. That's for our Ankleshwar plant, and for the water conservation measures that we take. We are recirculating, if I'm not wrong, we are recirculating about 80% of the water, which fresh water that we draw. So we are very conscious, and I don't want to go into the details of each one of these questions which you have raised, but I mean, water, safety, environment and health are very dear to us. And I must tell you that as a chemical company, nowadays globally, this SHE is becoming even more important than turnovers and bottom lines, because unless and until you are able to maintain these three issues of safety, health and environment, and keep them in mind as the uppermost issues, no chemical company can really function without being always vulnerable to all kinds of either activism or even putting the plants, etc., in danger. So I think you may rest assured that we are very conscious of that. As far as vaccination is concerned, there also I must tell you that in our company, we have almost 100% of our workforce has been vaccinated. We do encourage women in service, though we don't have any conscious policy of either women in service or of disablement, but I think these are very good suggestions, and we should be conscious. We should try to look at more opportunities, and also for disabled people, we need to make our workplaces more functionable and more amenable to allowing such people to work. So I think those are very good suggestions, and every company should be conscious of that. Regarding the cost of the meeting of the AGM, I think there is a significant difference, but I will request Mr. Nolaka to answer that later on. Now I come to some of the specific questions, and actually Mr. Vaibhav Bajatia has raised quite a few questions, which include the questions raised by Mr. Jaydeep Bakshi and Mr. Dawal Seth and the rest of the shareholders who have raised. So I will answer those questions one by one. I think they will give a very clear. So first, Mr. Bajatia talked about the chemicals business, and he says who are the major competitors in formaldehyde, pentarethritol, and hexamine and resins in India. So as far as formaldehyde is concerned, we are actually in an unequal marketplace because we are competing with many small and medium-sized companies, and there is a scattering of them across the entire geography of India. So this is one of the biggest challenges, because despite our cost efficiencies, I mean, we have the best possible technology in terms of cost in the entire country, but nevertheless competing with smaller manufacturers and the practices which they adopt can be quite difficult. So the formaldehyde is really a commoditized product. The demand for the product is increasing substantially because the demand for construction products like plywoods and for medium density fiber boards which are used for furniture, that is growing quite rapidly in the country. So we think that the formaldehyde market will continue to remain good, and despite the small and medium companies, we will be able to generate reasonable returns. As far as pentarethritol is concerned, our biggest competitors are really global manufacturers. The biggest one of them being a company called Perstorp, which is based out of Sweden and has manufacturing operations elsewhere also. Then there are Chinese manufacturers, and there is only one other Indian manufacturer, and that is Asian Paints, who have a manufacturing unit at Cuddalore. But pentarethritol prices are determined by the imported prices, because at 65% of the penta and requirement in the country is imported. Only 35% is being supplied by domestic production. Coming to hexamine, hexamine is produced largely by 3 manufacturers, which includes Kanoria Chemicals. And again, there are imports from Russia and the Middle Eastern countries. I mean, again, hexamine prices are to some extent dependent on imports, but there are some qualities of hexamine which are used for very special purposes, which we are also exporting, which fetch better prices. So our quality of hexamine is very good, and we do have an export market for our products. As far as phenolic resins, there are multiple manufacturers of phenolic resins which are spread across the country. And phenolic resins have a very wide range of applications. I mean, they go into several types of industries. I would request, I mean, Soumya, can you tell us which ones we are supplying to?
We are supplying to the foundry industry, refractories, composites, friction, which is brake linings, abrasives like grinding tools. These are the major ones.
Okay. So there I mean, the questions which were asked about R&D, Soumya, would you like to answer that? The the questions which were asked on the application that we have made for expansion and also on the product development and R&D?
Yes, the application for expansion, that has been done with a long-term view. This is what we think we could maybe do. I can't say anything else for certain, but we do see growth in formaldehyde, and we will see growth in penta also, because the paint industry is also growing in India. The wood industry is also growing in India. For R&D, we have been developing, putting in place a bigger R&D team, because once we got into phenolic resins, a big part of manufacturing phenolic resins is to make this special requirements for different customers. It's unlike formaldehyde and hexamine, where one product will suit any customer pretty much. So for that, we have got a team of R&D and technical services. The size of the team, the exact number we can give later.
Yeah, sure. But I think that is growing, and as Soumya has put it, the resin business requires application development, and therefore we need to continue to expand our team as our resin business also grows. So resins, we have reached also now 100% capacity utilization, and we are looking at expanding that business. So this resin will definitely grow. The other products, we have made applications. You see, we must understand that, the entire environmental applications, I mean, we have been struggling with this for a long time, because Ankleshwar particularly, the government is not at all keen on granting any new production licenses, because it's been declared as a sensitive area. But so we have to continuously be one step ahead in at least being able to get our licenses and clearances for environment, so that we can grow. And these opportunities are now coming, because as he said, formaldehyde and pentaerythritol both are related to the construction and paint industry, which are both growing rapidly in the country. So then we come to the next question is with why imports are cost competitive as compared to domestic production. Is it due to lower power cost or other countries, or lower raw? So there, I think it's both. I mean, India, I shouldn't say this, but in terms of our competitiveness, we have a long way to go. Our power is more expensive, our transportation is more expensive, our land is more expensive, our water is more expensive. And raw material pricing, because the raw materials largely for our business being imported, I mean, methanol is being imported, which is our biggest raw material, is also, I mean, subjected to import tariff. So in every aspect, I think we should say that we are much more efficient than any other manufacturer in the world, because despite all these constraints, we are able to still be competitive and export our some of our products. So I think there I would say that, you know, our team, which is under Soumya, is doing an excellent job in terms of running the chemical plants. Then the next question is that the chemical business is cyclical in nature. However, the last 7-8 years, the company has not been able to generate a decent ROC in the chemical business. Yeah, this is a very difficult question to answer, because as I said, much of our production is commoditized, and also, you know, when the opportunities came in the last 2 years, we have been struggling with this COVID, but you will see a significant change during this year. So that's all I can say about that. Then, do we have any plans to start manufacturing any new chemical products? Yes, we do have plans to start manufacturing, and we're looking at a couple of products which don't require large capital expenditure at the moment, because I think we are in the consolidation phase just now, and it's only in the last year that the company has really started now, you know, getting out of the problems of its business, particularly in Ethiopia. And so we are not going very fast with any capex plans. We are going very slow, but yes, we have plans of setting up new chemical products. Then the question is, what are the key reasons for significant improvement in the? I already mentioned that it is largely because of, you know, better training, better retention of the workforce, better unit value realization because of the domestic market, and better contributions because of getting into garmenting. So these are the fundamental reasons for the improvement. We are still, you know, what are the future plans for this business? That has been asked also. The future plans are that we still would like to look at a strategic partner for the business, because despite all that we have done, we still realize that, you know, the denim business is a very unique and very peculiar business, because it requires a lot of design, a lot of continuous changes in product development. It requires very good relationships with the customers. And I think somebody who's more experienced in this business would help in improving our own performance. So yes, we are continuing to look for a strategic partner for this business. There was also a question raised on that we have acquired the shares. Yes, we have acquired the shares at really zero value, I would say. It's just a token consideration from our existing partners, which was a company called Bishoftu Limited, which was part of a larger Chinese group of Hong Kong Chinese group of companies. So we've acquired those shares, and 100% of Kanoria Africa is now owned by Kanoria Chemicals, which will help us in getting a better strategic partner for the business, because we'll then be open to offering the new partner shares in the business. So that's then the automotive electronic business. The company has mentioned about the initiatives to diversify OEMs. Oh yes, there's a lot of work which has already been done. You know, just to share with you, in 2012, when we bought this company, APAG had a turnover of about 17 million Swiss francs. And we have now reached a level of over 70 million Swiss francs. So it has grown significantly in the last 8 years. The Canadian business, once it stabilizes, I think we should be reaching 100 million Swiss francs. So the company is continuously growing. I mean, we have been hit by this COVID and by the semiconductor shortage, which is, you know, the COVID, and both of these, I would say, were pretty much unplanned. So we are, you know, despite that, you know, the environment here in Europe is very different. It's easier for us to control our costs in terms of the manpower and it's not so easy in India, but it is certainly easier in Europe to control. And we've got lot of support from the governments of Switzerland and Germany, because during the COVID, 80% of the salaries of the workers who were unable to work were being actually paid by the government. So there have been a lot of support from the government here. We've also got additional working capital for COVID, and so the journey here is extremely good. And I would say that the outlook for this automotive electronic business, once the semiconductor shortages ease out, are going to be good. Now, coming to this question about semiconductor production, I think we need to understand that semiconductor production cannot be started just like that. I mean, it takes at least 3 to 4 years before any large semiconductor capacity can be created. So, and the minimum investment, I believe, which is required for producing the basic semiconductors is over $2 billion. So this is something which we cannot wish away very quickly. It's going to remain. It will start easing out in 2022. Many questions have been asked about current capacity and capacity utilization. I'll just give you one number. I mean, as against, let us say, an order book where we have to supply about 8 million or 7.5 million Swiss francs worth of products on a monthly basis, we are able to supply only 5.5 million. So to that extent, our capacity utilization is about 25 to 30% lower than what we would like it to be. In terms of 100%, if we stretch our plants at the current capacity, I think we are capable of delivering about 100 million. That means almost 8 million plus per month. So I would say that the semiconductor is really hurting us, because we have an order book where we can actually, I mean, if we are able to produce, we have the market to supply. Then the question is about who are our main competitors in this business. I mean, this is a very complicated question, because, somewhere there is an overlap between the competitors as well as our customers. So there are companies like Hella and Continental and Zollner and Witte and Hoof, who are all our competitors, and they are also all our customers. Because in this business, everybody cannot produce everything. So some things are bought from us, some things are produced by the others. So it's a very mixed bag, because every car is using about 8,000 different electronic components. And each of these companies is capable of producing 30, 40, 50 components. So it's a very interesting business. We have to ensure that our relationships with all our customers remains extremely good. The advantage we have is that we also work directly with the auto companies, because they give us, because we have development facilities also. So we work directly with the development, which we actually design the product for them. And then the production is obviously divided, not given just to us, but divided between various suppliers. So it's not easy to answer this question about who are our main competitors in this business, but this gives you some idea of what it is. Then we talked about automotive business has shown impressive revenue growth. However, the business has not been able to generate commensurate profit growth. Yes, this is true, but I've already explained that I think we have continued to reinvest in the business, and had the Canadian plant not been hit by COVID, I think you would have seen a commensurate increase in profit growth. However, if you look at the bottom line of the company, the bottom line in the automotive electronic space, if you compare with any other companies, the normal EBITDA is between 9 to 12%. So I don't think we can expect something seriously much higher than that when our operations in North America stabilize, I think our EBITDA level should be in that region of 9 to 12%. Yeah, I think this next question is apparently there are no synergies between different divisions and subsidiaries of the company. Do you have any plans for demerger of different unrelated divisions over a long term? I think this is a very, very, very good question. We do not have any plans for the time being because we are constrained by, borrowings in Kanore Africa Textiles. Fortunately for us, Exim Bank, which is our main lender for Kanore Africa Textiles, has recently restructured our loan. There are two major components of the restructuring. One is that our moratorium on repayment of both principal as well as interest, we have about 18 months additional time to pay. And the second, the interest rate has been reduced marginally for the loan. So these two are helping us because it's not stressing us on repayments. I mentioned in my opening remarks that Ethiopia has a problem of foreign exchange. So one of the reasons why we've not been able to repay is because we have not earned enough foreign exchange in Ethiopia to repay the loans. So this restructuring has happened in Kanore Africa, but no, there is no plan right now to demerge. I appreciate that there are little synergies between the different divisions, and ideally they should be, we should be looking at demerging, but that's something which will be taken up over the long term and not in the short term. Then the next question is, you have not seen any second generation of the promoter's family taking active part. I don't think that's true at all. I mean, Mr. S.V. Kanoria is the whole-time director who's running the chemical business entirely independently. And Mr. A.V. Kanoria, who is heading the APAG's business, and both of them have done exceptionally good job in both the chemical businesses as well as the automotive business. And now Mr. A.V. Kanoria is also getting involved with the Ethiopian business. So the second generation is now developing very rapidly within the company, and we are, we look forward to a good future. This unutilized land in the solar plant, I think many of you have raised this question. The unutilized land, I mean, the value of the land is about 3.5 to 4 lakhs per acre. So it's not something seriously significant. The land could be, 230 acres is worth somewhere between 8 and 10 crores at the most. But my personal opinion is that the government solar policy is an extremely poor policy. And I know that there is so much talk about solar and people are wanting to put up solar plants, but my fear is that under the current policy, capacity may come up, but it is never going to generate a proper return. So we are not looking at expanding. In fact, we would like to look at the possibility of exiting this business if at some point of time, if we can. Provided, of course, that the Rajasthan, Discom renews the agreement with us. So the practical problems associated with solar, the disconnect between what is talked about and the ground realities, I think that's something which the government really seriously needs to look at. So I think I've covered all the questions. This debt reduction, with a 0.11 debt equity ratio, I think this debt reduction is not a very serious issue. The debt reduction is very serious with Kanore Africa Textiles. So that Kanore Africa Textiles is the key problem which we have in terms of debt. Otherwise, the rest of the company is really